Okay, fantastic. Okay, so I can still see a lot of comments coming from the chat box. Okay, I may not be able to take everyone, but just know that we see you. You can see Joy from Canada. I can see Amaka from UK, Michael from Nigeria, Namunyak from Kenya, Divine from Canada, Yumi from Nigeria, Joshua from Nigeria, Femi from Nigeria, and Joy from London, Kesta from US, Ola from UK, Becky from US. Fantastic. So we have people from Africa, people from US, people from North America, people from UK, people from across different countries. I don't know if I saw anyone from any Asia country here tonight. Is there anyone from there? Please just kindly indicate so that we know that we have access to all the continents. Okay, so tonight, like I mentioned before, now we're going to be having a session on if you can really land a job with a 4-month scale in UK, US, and Canada. All right, can you really land a job in US, UK, and Canada after training for 4 months? Okay, so over the last couple of years, I think there are comments from people. There are talks from people. Let me try to mute everyone, okay? Just quickly, please. Let me mute everyone. Let me instantly mute everyone so that people cannot be able to speak. Okay, just 1 second, please, guys. Just 1 second. Just 1 second. 1 second. Okay, all right, I think my colleague is going to handle it from there. All right, fantastic. So let's continue. Like I mentioned, tonight we're going to have if you can really land a job with a 4-month scale in UK, US, or Canada. But before we dive right into what we have, I also love to know if today is the first time you are joining any of our sessions. Okay, so if today is the first time you are joining on any of our sessions, please just, type in a 1 in the chat box so that I will know that today is the first time you are joining any of our sessions. But if you've been here before now, you are at liberty to type in any number. Okay, you are at liberty to type in any number. If you've been here before now, please just type in any number. But if today is your first time, please just type in a 1 so that I will know that today is the first time that you are joining our session. Fantastic. I can see a lot of 1, I can see 3, I can see 5, I can see 3, but we have a lot of 1. So it's very, very important that you indicate, okay? So if today is your first time, we'll have small chops for people that today is their first time. So we'll have a small package for you that you are definitely going to benefit from greatly. Okay, I can see a lot of first timers. Amazing, amazing. Okay, it's good to have you on the call tonight listening to us. All right, but who are we? Okay, so we are Tenalytics, and we are the leading educational technology company that is focused on helping people of the Black community to get into the tech ecosystem. All right, so over the last couple of 4 years plus, we'll be helping people, over 2,000 people, to transition from the classroom into their first job in UK, US, Canada, Europe, Africa, and of course, Asia. And we play in the area of data analytics, business analysis, data engineering, data science, financial analytics, HR analytics, agile project management, which is also a Scrum Master, cybersecurity, and also the AI engineering that we are also bringing forth in the nearest future. And the amazing thing is that we have our team of instructors that come from leading global companies like Microsoft, Amazon, McKinsey. And of course, we also have people that come from other companies like InterSwitch, Flutterwave, Paystack, Access Bank, so many companies that I can think of. And why we do this is to help people learn using case study model. Okay, so what this means is that you are going to learn using real life experience of what people that are currently practicing, how they are practicing. I don't know if this makes sense to anyone. So you are going to be learning using real life case studies, and it's not just like a normal class where you come into class and they are being walked through of, okay, what is data, what is data engineering? No, they're going to be learning using real life case studies. And this is how we help people to transition easily into the tech ecosystem, okay? And who am I? This is me. I am Chukwemeka Ekpa, and basically close to a decade now, I've been playing in the governance, risk and compliance segment, and also in strategic consulting. Presently, I am the CEO of Analytics, and I've guided over 1,000 individuals without any prior technical background to transition into the tech ecosystem and land their first job. Okay, I've had experience that spans across GRC in the banking sector, head of control in the fintech industry, data analyst in the fintech industry as well, and of course, a business consultant in the hospitality sector. Personally, I've worked in different sectors of the economy. I've worked in the financial service industry. I've worked in the bank. I've worked in capital market sector. I've worked in the hospitality industry. And right now, I'm presently in the education technology sector. Okay, you can connect with me across different social media platforms: LinkedIn at Chukwuemeka Ekpa, Twitter at Emeka_Highest, and of course, Instagram at Ekpa_Chuks. And we are definitely going to keep in touch and make sure that we help you land your first role in the tech industry. Okay, but before I dive right into bringing up what we have for today, I want to also be able to gauge personally what you want to take out from this exact session, right? So I want to know what you want to take out from this session. So in just one sentence, also type it in the chat box so that I can easily, quickly pick it and make sure that we are in line with what you personally want to be able to take out from this exact class, all right? So just in one sentence, you can type in what you want to take out from today's session, and we are definitely going to make sure that we scratch the thing that you want to take up. Okay, Funke said, I want to upscale. Amazing. Funke wants to upscale. So upscaling is definitely something that we're going to make sure we touch on, how you can be able to upscale personally. Victoria said, getting a data job without previous work experience. Fantastic, Victoria. So this is definitely an area that I've personally marked that we're definitely going to touch. God is not dead. Fantastic said, want to divert into tech. Zoom user said, I want to learn more about tech as a whole. Fantastic, Zoom user. So we're definitely going to, talk about the tech ecosystem generally and make sure you understand what you need to know. Divine said, get abreast with the new data analytics tools. Fantastic, fantastic. And Chibozo wants to know about business analysis. Definitely, we are going to touch that. Transitioning into tech by Aisha. Definitely, we'll touch that. Nicole just wants to know if I can get into this without tech background. Fantastic, Nicole. So what I always tell people is that most people that I know that are doing amazingly well in the tech industry did not have a technical background. The founder of Analytics studied, I think he studied one of these physics courses. I can't remember very well. The co-founder studied, I think, economics or something like that. Personally, myself, I studied civil engineering. All right, but I've been able to play in the cybersecurity phase as a GRC person. I've played as a data analyst fully without studying any computer science related course. So definitely you can be able to transition into this, Nicole, if that's what you definitely want to do. Harriet said, becoming a tech lady. Fantastic, Harriet. So this is one of the amazing names that people want to have. They want to answer, oh, I'm a tech bro, I'm a tech lady, I'm a tech sis. So Harriet, definitely we are going to plug you through what the necessary things that you need to know for you to be able to answer a tech lady. And also, Cole said, career change into tech, Bumi, transition and get a job. Femi, land a job in tech in 2 months and keep learning. Femi, I love that spirit. Land a job in tech in 2 months and keep learning, because this is definitely possible. Before we dive right into what we have today, I'm going to play one video so that we will understand that it is 100% possible for this to be done. Okay, Victoria said, transition to cybersecurity. I want to be a data analyst, learning data analytics without prior knowledge. Transitioning to cybersecurity. I want to know about business analysis, diversion to the tech industry, transitioning to tech and get a job. I'm not that computer savvy and would like to transition into tech from my admin role. Fantastic, Joy. We'll definitely walk you through what you need to know. Don't know anything about tech, but want to learn. Ejiro, definitely we are going to plug you in on how this is possible. Like I mentioned, my name is Chukwuemeka, and the last couple of years, I've been playing fully as a GRC person, data analytics in the banking industry, fintech ecosystem, capital markets. But right now, I'm the CEO of Analytics. And tonight, I'm going to walk you through the various things that is going to help you understand every single thing that you've mentioned. Okay, so first thing that we're going to be touching tonight is that I'm going to walk you through the tech career path to help you land a job in UK, in US, and of course in Canada. And this doesn't exclude other countries, right? Because what I've noticed before now is that after a while, people from Africa, people from Asia, they always say, oh, we're not included. But the amazing truth is that tech is universal, right? Python code that you're writing in Nigeria, the same Python code that the person in South America is writing, the same Python code that the person in North America is writing, same thing that the person in Canada is writing. There is no difference. The only thing that can differ is the language, which is just possibly your English or your French or different languages that people have, right? But when it comes to the actual tool usage, Excel is the same thing across the globe. Power BI is the same thing across the globe. SQL is the same thing across the globe. So once you have knowledge of it, you are a global person. You can confidently work across various areas. And tonight, we're going to walk you through the tech career path to help you land a job. So anywhere you see UK, US, Canada, you are liberty to insert your own country. Okay, so you can insert tech career path to help you land a job in Nigeria, help you land a job in Ghana, help you land a job in in any of the Asian countries, right? And number two, I'm also going to walk us through the pathway to becoming a tech professional and securing a job, right? Because one thing that have made us to stand out over the last 4 years that I've been in the industry is securing a job, right? So it's one thing for someone to learn the various tools that the person needs, is another thing for you to be able to secure a job. And that is where we are very, very playing dominantly to make sure that once you are joining our class, the reason why you joined the session, you achieve it, which is securing a job. Number three, we're going to walk you through the growth internship program that we also offer to help you build up your portfolio. Someone mentioned, how do I transition without experience, right? So this is the place where we'll pack you with everything that you need regarding transitioning without experience, okay? So just stay on and you are going to hear everything that we are going to be talking about. And of course, the last one, we're also going to talk to you about the special discount offer that I have for you tonight. So by virtue of you being on this first masterclass that we're having in the month of August, I have a special discount for you. So please stay tuned, because this discount is not for everyone. Okay, so make sure that you hear what we have to offer and also plug in directly into it immediately. Okay, so first thing first, people always think it is impossible for this to be done. All right, but before we dive right into this, please check the chat box and make sure that you fill the attendance form that my colleague is dropping. All right, make sure you fill the attendance form, because that attendance form is what's going to help you get this slide, right? So once you fill the attendance form, by the end of this session, we are going to send the slide to everyone that filled the attendance form. And we are also going to send the recording of this session to you. So if your network is shaky, if you think anything is going to distract you, you need to fill the form so that by the end of this class, definitely we are going to be sending everything that the material that we use for this class to you. All right, so continue what I was saying. It always seems impossible until it is done. You know, when you tell people that you can comfortably stay anywhere and secure a job, everyone always feel it is not true. Or you can get a 1 month training, 2 months training, 3 months training, 4 months training, and land a job. People think, oh, it's not true. It's not me that have been in this UK moving around and I'm not able to secure a role, right? It's not me that have been in US and I've not been able to secure a job. But this is very, very, very possible. And I'm just quickly going to play maybe 1 or 2 videos so that we understand that it is possible. Okay, so just give me the liberty to play 1 or 2 videos so that we understand that this is very, very, very possible. So quickly, I'm going to play the video of Toyi. So Toyi transitioned from the medical line into becoming a benefit analyst, and she has a full sponsored visa in UK, and that is after just 1 month of training. Okay, that is Toyi's story. Abigail, on the other hand, she was working as a care worker in Canada, and she transitioned to becoming a business analyst after the training. And currently, she's working with the government of Alberta, Canada. And also, we have people like Anointing Stephen, that is formerly a customer service rep, and he transitioned into a data analyst role in the UK after joining our data analyst program. And of course, he recently just got another job in Scotland. So definitely there is always movement for you. There's traction. You are not even confined to one exact place. We have someone like Ikmat that was also able to move from being a full-time housewife to the UK. Okay. So she moved from being a full-time housewife to landing a full-time offer in UK, and that is after also training with us, and that it's with a full visa sponsorship. Ikmat's story is very, very amazing because she actually got 2 job offers, right? She got 2 job offers, and she now had to make the decision of the place she wants to be in. And on the other hand, we also have people like Abdrashid. Abdrashid resides in Nigeria full-time, and he's working for a company in US, Child 420, as a data scientist. So Abdrashid's story is also amazing because I think he used to stay in one of these southwestern states. I think he's either Ibadan. I think he used to stay in Ibadan. Then after his training, after he secured the role, he moved to the capital city of Nigeria and is currently residing in Abuja and working fully for this exact Child 420 company in the US. So we have people that have been able to walk this exact talk. They've been able to move from different sectors of the economy into the tech industry. So if you are still thinking that this is not possible for you, you need to rethink. Okay, if you are still thinking that this is not possible for you, you need to rethink. Okay, I think I did not share my audio. So quickly, I'm going to stop sharing and make sure I share the entire screen with my audio. Just 1 second, please.
All right. Program. In those 12.
Hello everyone, my name is Doyin, and I recently got a job as a benefits analyst in the UK. I've come from a medical background as a pharmacist who is interested in, breaking into tech. My first encounter with analytics was on LinkedIn. I joined one of their masterclass, just one masterclass where Efemina spoke, and it just took that masterclass to convince me. I joined in August, and a month after, I got a job. To be honest with you, every information skill that I was able to apply to get that job, I owe it to Tenalytics. Tenalytics did a great job and is still doing a great job. They groom you and nurture you from the cradle till you become confident. So my advice for you, most importantly, is join. Be integrated into a platform that empowers you and allows you to easily get that first job.
Fantastic. So we all heard what Tony said. Tony said she moved from the medical background into the tech ecosystem, and she was able to land a job just 1 month into the training. Okay, because once you join any of our training, there's always each week there's a different thing you are learning. So after learning Excel or Power BI or SQL, depending on the exact track you want to move through, you instantly start applying to jobs that require that exact skill. Okay, so we don't, expect people. We don't allow our students to wait till the ending of their session of their program to start applying. That is why you see people like Tony. 1 month into the session, into the program, she secured a role because 1 month she's been able to walk through Excel or Power BI or SQL, depending on her own program, and comfortably apply to jobs that utilize all those too. So I'm not going to play everyone's video, okay? So, but make sure you fill the attendance form so that you will be able to get the recording and the slide so they can comfortably watch all the videos as long as you want, okay? So we have over 100 videos on YouTube that our past students has been able to upload on how we help them to transition into all these various areas. So I'm going to play the video of Ikmat so that we can also hear what
Hi everyone, my name is Ikma, and I was with the March cohort in Tenalytics, and joining Tenalytics has been the best decision so far. For me, someone coming from a background of full housewife, because I had to stay back home to look after my child for 4 years, and then wanting to break into something new, wanting to go back into the workforce, wanting to place myself in the society for better job opportunities. So it was a lot. And then I'm glad that Tenalytics came along, and then they presented me with so many opportunities right in front of me, better opportunities. And then I'm glad I took it. And then also the advice of do not sell yourself short, that Effie is always saying, it is very, very valid, because place yourself right, don't sell yourself short. It's a very, very, very valid advice. In Tenalytics, they will hold your hands like a child, through the modules. You have the opportunity to go back and study. You have the opportunity to go back and practice. You have the opportunity to ask questions. We have people you can always go back to, even outside of class hours. It's the most amazing experience so far, really. And then another thing is the interview prep, guys. That is another very important thing. I did my interview prep with Mr. Mohammed, and it is the best decision ever, because it was like he saw into the future. He knew what was going to be asked. And I'm glad that I wrote down all the things he mentioned. I went back to practice, and then when it was time for the interview, it was like everything he mentioned, they kept on. And then when I was answering those questions, I was so confident, because I already practiced. I did an Excel test, I did a math test, and then they were really impressed. And another thing is, guys, it may not come as fast as you expect. Definitely you are going to get some no's, and then you may begin to think you're not good enough. You are good enough, yes. The no's will come, but always take it as a basis for learning and development, because after every interview where I got a no, I always make sure I get a personal feedback. So I work on those feedbacks for my next interviews. And yes, it worked. It really worked for me, because I got my first job 3 months into the program, my first job. But I couldn't take up the job because I was a student, and I was only eligible to work 20 hours. So I couldn't take up the job. 3 months later, I got 2 jobs with full visa sponsorship. And guys, all the other no's before the 2 jobs prepared me for the yeses I got. So yes, the no's will come, but do not give up, because you always have Tenalytics to go back to. They are the best, and the best thing that ever happened to me. And then yes, and they are the most affordable one I've come across so far, and that's a very good advantage. So yes, Tenalytics for the win.
All right. So thank you. So yes, so we've been able to hear. Wow. Fantastic. Please confirm that you can still hear me. Hi, Lydia. Please confirm that you can hear me.
I can hear you, Chukwemeka.
Hi, Lydia. Are you there?
Yes, I can hear you, Chukwemeka. Can you hear me?
Hi, Lydia.
Hello, Chukwemeka.
I can't hear you well. I can't hear you well. I can't even hear you anymore. Don't know if you can hear me.
We can't hear you.
I love your voice.
Okay, Mecca, where are you now? We can't see you again.
Can't hear you.
Okay, Mecca, we can't see you.
Guys, I'm sure it must be a network issue. Just be patient.
Hi, please, guys. Sorry about that. I'm going to bring my screen up again. All right. Please, sorry about that. My screen is coming up shortly. Just give me a moment. All right. But while we are bringing it up, please ensure that you fill the attendance form. Okay. You can use this moment to fill the attendance form while I bring up my screen again. Okay. Use this moment, fill the attendance form while I bring my screen up again. All right, 1 second. Okay, it's coming up shortly. It's coming up. All right, it's coming up right now. Please confirm that you can see my screen, please, guys. Kindly confirm that you can see my screen. Hope everyone can see my screen. Hi, Lydia, are you there? Hi, Lydia, are you there? Can use the chat box to drop it under. Okay, yes, fantastic. All right, so quickly, like I mentioned before, I don't know what happened there. I just showed us a couple of video of people that have been able to plug into this exact thing, right? We have Abigail, we have Toyin, we have Steven, we have Ikmat, and of course, we also have Abdurrashid that have been able to leverage these tech trainings to be able to land their roles. And what I always get after sessions like this is, I'm confused. How were they able to do this within 4 months? Okay, how were they able to do this within 4 months? So a couple of factors plays a strong role in helping you to land your role after training with us. Okay, and I'm going to quickly, walk us through some of those reasons, some of those possibilities that will make it possible for you, right? You don't have to be confused. You don't have to feel, how is this possible? How were they able to do this? Because I'm going to walk you through everything that they did, right? So one area I always tell people when you're about to transition is have a practical step for you to transition, okay? Make sure you have a practical step for your transitioning, all right? So number one step in all this area is simply for you to be able to identify your desired tech career. Okay, so you need to be able to identify your recording in progress. Right, so you need to be able to identify
you need to be able to identify your own steps. And number one is identifying the exact tech career you want to play fully in. And for you to be able to do that, you have to make the decision of you want to be in this exact area. You want to be a data analyst. You want to be a data scientist. You want to be a data engineer. You want to be a cybersecurity expert. Anything that you want to be, you need to be first of all select a career path that interests you and stick to it. Okay, you need to be able to select a career path that interests you and stick to it. So once you've been able to achieve this first phase, the next thing for you is for you to be able to learn the skill. Okay, so once you've identified, I want to be a data analyst, what next for you? It is simply for you to learn the skill. And how do you learn a skill? How do you learn a skill? It is by educating yourself. Okay, start learning the skills and develop capacity in your own choosing career pathway. That you want to land a job in 4 months in UK, US, or Canada, or any parts of the world, you simply have to also be able to put in the work. Okay, you need to be able to put in the work. And once you put in the work and also start learning this exact area, you can comfortably be able to upskill. All right, next is for you to be able to gain project-based experience. Okay, project-based experience. Now, this area is very, very, very important.
Like I mentioned, this exact area is very, very, very important because you are transitioning from a career path that is totally different from where you're trying to enter. You may not have the real life experience to back it up. Okay, do you understand what I'm saying? You are transitioning from possibly the medical line into cybersecurity, or transitioning into from being a teacher into becoming a business analyst. How can you comfortably plug the knowledge of what you have before in medical line? How can you plug the knowledge of what you have before now in the maybe pharmaceutical industry as a teacher, any sector of the economy that you've been in before? How can you comfortably be able to transition without having the initial experience that every other person there already has? It is by gaining project-based experience. Okay, you need to be able to build projects that can showcase in your portfolio, right? And this is the way we are going to train you here at Analytics. We are going to have project-based learning. And that's because we also play in the consulting phase. Once we get practical things to do, once we get contractual roles to play, if we are working on it, our students indirectly are working on it as well. So what we now do in this case is just to codify some of these data, right? We codify it. Maybe the data is from maybe one of the banks. We just codify it and you're going to see you're working for maybe ABC Bank, or the data is from a hospital that is affiliated with NHS. You're going to see you're working for maybe XYZ hospital, right? But in actual sense, you are working for a real life company. And that is how you get to build the project-based experience that will suffice also for experience when it is time for you to get your job. And also the internship that we offer is to also help you to gain workplace experience, all right? So you are going to learn with us, but afterwards, you're also going to have an internship from a different company, Amdari, and be able to work on other projects that that company is also getting from their own clients, all right? So this is definitely to help you build up your portfolio and be able to speak strongly in all those places that you are working. And the next level, which is step 4, is for you to gain employability skills, okay? You need to be able to develop a tailored CV that meets the job requirements you are going for, right? You need to be able to tailor your CV. You need to be able to optimize your LinkedIn profile in such a way that recruiters are the one now reaching out to you. You need to also be able to hone your interview skills. How do you use the SIT framework? How do you use the STAR approach to answer situation-based questions, right? So I'm still going to speak extensively to this STAR approach in the sense of situation, task, achievements, and results. For instance, someone has asked you, hi, Chukwemeka, tell me about a time in the past where you've been able to, use Jira to be able to come up with the project management breakdown that you guys are working on. I can simply start with why I was consulting with analytics. We are working on a project called, what am I going to call it now? Chopalytics, right? Which is a shopping domain for people to be able to make procurement. And right there, we're able to use Jira to break down everything that we need to do and place it into our project backlog, right? Placing our product backlog, and right from the product backlog, we're able to pick each of those user stories and push to sprints. And right there in the sprints, all the acceptable criteria were listed out by all the stakeholders playing in that exact project, and we made sure that this moved on from that initial ongoing phase to a done phase, and afterwards we're able to push it to production. And because of this exact Chopalytics, it resulted in making our customer base to be able to shop freely through that exact platform, and it improved the revenue of the company by 20%. Right? This is me using the STAR framework to answer this exact question. And I've touched on the situation, I've touched on the task I carried out, and I've also touched on the achievements, and I've also touched on the result of that exact project. So these are things that will walk you through in the employability services to make sure you get the desired skill that you need. When it comes to networking, it is very, very, very important for you to be in an online community, right? And why is this important? There is always a tech meetup, right? Okay, there's always a meetup where you get to learn the latest trend, and calls like this also a meetup. Last week, we were on a call for interview demo with our current students where we had close to 500 people on the call. What happened? I was going through the chat comments, and I saw people dropping their LinkedIn profile, and that's how all of them were able to follow each other on LinkedIn. And it was really an amazing experience, right? And this is an opportunity that you will have when you join analytics. If you joined earlier, you notice that we first of all had the introduction phase where everyone were typing out the country that they are joining us from. You see people from Nigeria, from Ghana, from UK, from US, from Ireland, from Canada, so many countries, right? And what it means is that you already have a networking community to give you all these access to people in various countries. Okay, and that's how you can also leverage to land a job. We had a moment in the class where a particular student got a job offer, right? But afterwards, because he applied to so many places, he still received offers from other companies. What did he do? He asked in their WhatsApp group if anyone is in so location and so on. I think it should be in Scotland. And afterwards, he asked the recruiter, can I recommend someone that is as good as me for this role? Because I've already received another offer elsewhere. Recruiter said yes. And that's how the students passed that exact offer to another colleague of his that is in that same class with him. And this is the power of networking. Of course, the apex of how you can land your job using this 6-step framework is mentorship, right? Mentorship. Some of us struggle to break into the tech industry because we were learning so many things, okay? Look at MongoDB will come out, we jump and learn. Looker out, we jump and learn. Any single thing that comes out, we are jumping to learn it. But is that exact tool the tool that people are using on day-to-day basis on their job? Okay, and that is where mentorship comes in. So what we do is we also bring in experts that have been in the industry back to the class to speak to students, okay, on the necessary things they need to know pertaining to the place that are trying to transition to. Okay, sometimes we bring in people in data analytics to speak to data analysts on a day in the life of a data analyst. If you become a data analyst, or when you become a data analyst, what's the expectations? What are the things that you are going to be seeing on day-to-day basics in the classroom? So these are the things that we will walk you through. These are things that will bring mentors back to class to speak to you on these various aspects. Let me just paint a simple scenario right now, okay? So quickly, you guys can see my screen, right? This is a real life application of using the 6 steps approach for your tech career transitioning, right? The 6 steps approach for this transition. Number 1 is someone joined our masterclass like and said, hi guys, my name is Glory and I am a teacher. Okay, I am a teacher. And what next did Glory do? Sorry, if anyone is Glory on this call, this is me, apologizing earlier on. No, nothing meant, it's just a fictitious name. Okay, so this is Glory joining our masterclass session. And right there, the first thing that we ask Glory is identify your desired tech career. Where do you want to transition through? Which exact tech ecosystem do you want to play in? And after the tech series, Glory decided that she wants to be a data analyst. Okay, so Glory have identified that she wants to be a data analyst. Next thing that Glory does is the step 2, which is learn the skill. Okay, learn the skill. And that is exactly where Tenalytics comes in. Okay, so after you've decided that you want to be a data analyst, next thing is for you to register with Tenalytics, and then we are going to teach you all the necessary skills that you need to transition to become a data analyst. We're also going to equip you with necessary project-based experience that you need for you to be able to transition to become a data analyst, right? And this is after we've passed you through the immersive classroom learning, okay, using our up-to-date curriculum and experts from the industry to come to the classroom and teach you using the real-life case study. So the teaching style is a blended model where it's going to be a live session like this, the way you're having conversations with me, the way we are having conversation. That is exactly how the class is going to be. Okay, you're going to have your teacher or your facilitator speaking to you live. So you guys are going to be having conversations, right? And then the sessions are also recorded, all right? The classes are also recorded. So even if you have a reason to miss a class, you will have access to the recorded version of that class. Okay, so we make use of the Google Classroom and also make use of our learning management system, our LMS platform. All right, so if you miss a class, you will have access to the recorded version of that class. And after that step 2, Glory moved on to step 3. Okay, Glory moved on to step 3. And what exactly is the step 3? Which is gaining project-based experience. Gaining project-based experience. And that is also a service that we will make sure you are going to pass through, because each of the key learning areas you're going to be having, each topic, you're going to be learning it using a real-life case study. Okay, so we provide you with project-based experience using industry-graded projects to make sure that you understand all those projects. So at this juncture, I'm going to ask us one question. Let's assume you are trying to build a table for your house, right? And you've gone to the first person's shop, and the carpenter said, "Oh, I have a degree in carpentry. This is my certificate. This is it. Okay, hire me. I have a degree from the best carpentry workshop in US, and this is the evidence of my exact training." All right. And you went to another carpenter's workshop, and the carpenter said, "Oh, welcome to my shop. I don't have a degree, but this is the picture. This is the tables that I have built in the past. I've built the one that can stand on one leg. I've built the one that can stand on 2 legs. I've built the one that can stand on 3 legs, and I've built the one that can stand on 4 legs. Who exactly are you going to give the job to build your table for you? The person with a degree but no evidence to show for what they've done, or the person without a certification but can show you evidence of the tables that they've built in the past? So I want you guys to type it in the chat box. Who are you going to give the contract to build the table for you? The person with the carpentry degree or carpentry certification, or the person with evidence to show that they've built tables with 1 leg, tables with 2 legs, the ones with 3 legs, and of course the ones with 4 legs? Let's just put in the chat box so that I'll be sure that you guys are still with me, and also gauge our understanding of where we are heading to right now. Okay, I can see Zico said evidence. Aisha said the person with evidence of job done. Bumi said the person with evidence. Favor said the one with evidence. iPhone evidence. MN evidence. Tola evidence. How do I, okay, Nino, we're going to take your question, okay? How do you know the career paths to focus on? So I will also address each of the career paths that we have, okay? I will address it. Okay, Joshua said the person with evidence. Fantastic. So we have quorum already. So most people on the call, they are going to go with the person with evidence. So why exactly are you all pursuing certification without the skill? Okay, so mostly people here, we might have the first degree, we might have a first degree, and our first degree, the way you learn it might be fully theoretical, all right? And afterwards, you jump to your second degree to get also theoretical. sorry about that. Without getting the experience and skill to perform, right? And this is why people struggle to land a role. And recruiters have also noticed that certifications can be gotten from anywhere, right? My LinkedIn on each day is filled with messages from, if it's not from someone asking me, Chukwemeka, we'll help you write your CISA, or Chukwemeka, we're going to help you write your PMP, or Chukwemeka, we're going to help you write your CRSSC, or we're going to help you write CompTIA++. And recruiters know these things, right? Recruiters know all these things. They know that people at this moment are helping out with respect to getting certifications. And that's why they do not look at your certifications anymore. Your evidence is what speaks for you. And that's why our teaching comes with gaining project-based experience. All right? Our classes comes with gaining project-based experience to make sure that you have the real-life experience of what you are learning. And then let's move on to step 4. All right, sorry guys. I don't know. I recently moved to a new location right now, and the network is so horrendous. Okay, the network is so horrendous. I'm so sorry about this, and I hope we can still, make a do with what we have. Okay, so let me bring up my screen one more time. I think I've really exhausted all the ISP providers in this exact location. Okay, sorry about that. My screen is coming up again so that we can, continue one more time. All right, so sorry about that. Just work with me. And that's the reason why I said, please ensure you fill the attendance form so that at the end of this session, you also get the slide and the recording of this exact class, okay? So number 4, after you've gained the project-based experience, is for you to gain the employability skills. All right, for you to gain the employability skills. And that is, number 1, how do you build your CV? It's one thing for you to have SQL knowledge, or maybe you've put that you have SQL knowledge, or you have PostgreSQL knowledge, and the database that the recruiter is asking for is entirely different. But if you have PostgreSQL knowledge, you can comfortably work with a different database entirely, right? And also move on to networking. Because of the strong community that we provide, you are able to also leverage the networks that you have to also upskill yourself. And then you finally get to the mentorship stage where, with the help of the expert mentors that will bring into class, where with the help of the expert recruiters will bring into class, you are able to also, be mentored fully, okay? You are also be able to mention fully. And this is Glory in the end of that exact 4 months saying, hi guys, my name is Glory and I'm now a data analyst. Okay, so and how she was able to achieve this entirely is from this step 1 to step 6. And this is how you can comfortably land a job in UK, US, Canada, Africa, Asia, any part of the country that you are in. Once you use these exact 6 steps, you will definitely land a role. Okay, so moving on, let me quickly, I know a lot of people have been asking, how do I show all these things? So I'm going to just show a portfolio of what a data scientist did, all right? So quickly, I'll show a portfolio of a data analyst so we can see how to show evidence of your own learning. right? How do you show evidence of your own learning? So let's assume this is also Glory, the Glory that joined our first master class as a teacher, right? And after she registered, she worked on so many projects, on so many case studies. Remember, like I mentioned, we are working on real life projects, right? You're working on real life projects, and she was able to work on a project for Deep Care Hospital using Tableau. As a data analyst, she was able to work on Deep Care Hospital using Tableau. This is one, health industry. This is her project also that she worked on Redox Airline using Excel. Two, this is aviation industry. She also worked on Express Tech Food Delivery. This is supply chain industry using Tableau, right? And she equally worked on Nestle product analysis. This is FMCG sector. And she also worked on Zenith Electronics using SQL. And this is the technology industry. And from all this, you can comfortably see that for Glory to move from being a teacher to saying, I am now a data analyst, she passed through using all these tools and working in all these sectors of the economy under 4 months. And that is the beauty of project-based learning, right? So you can see that she worked in technology sector, FMCG sector, supply chain industry, aviation industry, and of course, health sector. 5 different sectors of the economy within 4 months. Now, when recruiter sees the portfolio of Glory, recruiter is going to know, oh, Glory has touched something in the health industry, touched something in aviation, in different sectors of the economy, which means definitely Glory has experience to play in this exact area. And if they want to dive deeper to see what you've been able to come up with, they're going to see, okay, let me just click here and see what Glory did. Okay, so once you click here, it's going to take you to the exact project that Glory worked on. Right, so this is Tableau Public, where you can publish any work that you do using Tableau. And right here, you can see the analysis that Glory performed using Tableau, okay, for that exact health industry. You can see the analysis she performed. Let me go back to the home page so that you can also click. If you click on the Redox Airline to check it out, you are going to see the analysis she performed using Excel for the exact aviation industry. Okay, this is the analysis that she performed using Excel, right? So you can comfortably build dashboard like this using Excel. These are part of the thing we are going to put you through. And then if you also go to FMCG, it's going to see another project that she did. If you move to the next, you're going to see, if you come to the technology, you're going to see this is the one she did using SQL, that she performed the analysis using SQL. So you're comfortably going to see the code that Glory used for her to be able to bring out data from the database and comfortably do this. Maybe you're working with a company and the company is saying, oh, hi, Glory, we have a database. I want you to help us select the number of customers or select all the customers that are from UK. Instantly, Glory is going to jump right into the Postgres, type her code, and bring out the entire list of all the customers from UK. And you can see the evidence of work that she did using SQL. Now, this is your own evidence. Remember when I mentioned showing evidence between the carpenters? As a tech person, it's also necessary for you to show evidence of the job you have done. Now, comfortably, someone can come and ask, let me now ask everyone, if you are a recruiter and you've seen someone with this exact portfolio saying, I've had experience in the health sector, I've had experience in the aviation, I've had experience in FMCG, I've had experience in supply chain, and I have experience in technology firm, 5 different sectors. And you're seeing someone that is coming to you saying, hi, recruiter, I have masters in data analytics, full stop. Who are you going to recruit? All right, let me also paint it like this. So I want to see our comments. Who are you going to recruit? Someone with experience in these 5 sectors of the economy, or someone that is coming to you and say, oh, I have a master's from the University of Bradford. Who are you going to recruit? You are acting as a recruiter right now. So I want to see your comments to know who you are going to recruit. Preferably the one with more experience, the one that have better things to offer. Fantastic. That's from Lumon and from the Zoom user. They are going to hire the one that showed evidence of what they did. But mind you, Glory has been a teacher for the last maybe 5 years. But after she now joined, Tenalytics, she was able to pass through project-based learning that cuts across different sectors of the economy, right? And because of all those project-based learning, she was able to gather experience from different sectors of the economy. And with that exact 4 months, she was able to build enough experience to battle with someone that has a master's in data analytics. We've had experience like this. Someone is coming to us and the person is saying, oh, hi, Chukwemeka, I'll be finishing my master's in the next couple of months, but I don't even have any practical experience. How do I transition, or which area is going to suit me? Right? We're going to look at the person's background and help the person understand the exact tech stack that's going to fit that individual. But the idea I'm trying to point out here is that skill-based hiring is more preferable to recruiters than certification-based hiring. And that is more reason why we are here to help you transition into this exact tech industry. Okay, and we also have people saying, but what tech career should I get into that guarantees I get a job quickly? So I'm just going to also ask us, have we made a decision of where we want to transition into, or you are still not yet certain of the exact tech place to transition from? So if you have made a decision that, okay, you want to be this or you want to be that, I want to see it in the chat box. Okay, if you've said, I want to be a data analyst, I want to be a cybersecurity expert, or I want to be an agile project manager, please drop it in the chat. Or if you've not made the decision yet, also drop it in the chat so that I will also know people that are listening, people that I will touch on their areas and so many other things. Okay, I want to be a cybersecurity expert. Fantastic. Zoom user, definitely we are going to touch on cybersecurity. Tina, business analysis. Blessing, data analyst. Victoria, cybersecurity expert. Aisha, data analyst. I'm really confused about business analyst and data analyst. Fantastic. I'm going to touch on both of them to make you understand iPhone. Solar, data analysis. Zico, cybersecurity expert. Senior man. Zico, what is wrong with you? And then Funke, cyber ops. Fantastic. For the last data analyst, Dorcas, human resource or benefit analyst. Fantastic. It means that Dorcas, you know what you're doing. Benefit analyst. I love that. Busola, data analyst. Ifine, data analyst. Still not yet. Modest. Fantastic. So I'm going to touch on all of them so that I can comfortably be able to choose. So I can see what we are all typing. Fantastic career path. Okay. But please ensure you fill the attendance that is below so that I can have access to the slide. So that after the class, can also go through all the key learning areas for each of those class, for the financial analysis, for the benefit analysis, for all of them. Make sure you fill the attendance form so they can have access to the slide and be able to know the career path you will transition into. Okay? Okay, so what did we do? So we scraped a lot of data from job boards, from LinkedIn, Indeed, Glassdoor, Twitter Jobs, CV Library, Monster, and Google Jobs. We scraped all this data from the job boards, moved it into our analysis phase, analyzed it, and came up with 8 career paths that offers you 3 exact things. Okay, 8 career paths that offers you ease of learning. Okay, number 2, ease of transitioning, and number 3, high rewarding salary. Okay, mind you, we saw all these jobs that are existing outside there. We've done the analysis for you, and the criteria that we use is 3. The one that offers you ease of learning, the one that also offers you ease of transitioning, and the one that offers you high rewarding salary. Now, there are career paths outside there that may offer you high rewarding salary, but the ease of transitioning, is it existing? The ease of learning it, is it existing? So after all this analysis, we came up with business analysis, agile project manager, which is the Scrum Master, data analyst, data scientist, data engineer, cybersecurity analyst, financial analyst, and of course, HR analyst. Right? So these are the 8 career paths that we came up with. And how exactly did we come up with this? Now, if you also look at my screen, you're going to see what we call the Future of Jobs report. Right? We have the Future of Jobs report, which is from the World Economic Forum. All right. So when you get this slide, you can comfortably click on that exact blue icon and download the report as well. Right. So once you download it, you're going to see the jobs on the left-hand side are the jobs that are going to grow. Okay, these are jobs that are going to grow in the next couple of years, right? And then if you look at the right-hand side, you are going to see jobs that are going to decline. All right, so if you see on the left-hand side, we are seeing things like AI and machine learning specialists. We are seeing the sustainability specialists. We are seeing the business intelligence analysts. Right, so take note of all the ones that are highlighted in red. All right, the AI and machine learning, which is number 1, business intelligence analyst, which is number 3, and data analyst and scientist, which is number 5. Now, all these 3 career paths, which is going to grow in the next future, they are all boxed into data analysts and data scientists, right? They are boxed into data analysts and data scientists. Now, also look at the other one in blue. You're going to see the information security analyst, and that is entirely cyber security. So if you are thinking of being a cybersecurity person, definitely your job is going to be in high demand, right? Then the ones in green, you are seeing big data specialists, you are seeing data engineers, and of course, I've seen a database architect, that's the data engineers. And also the one in lemon, I think that, yeah, that's lemon. You are seeing the process automation specialist, which is the business analyst. All right. Okay, I'm still going to come to the financial analyst asking. All right. If you look at the right-hand side, yeah, just take a note of this exact job. All right. So let me quickly highlight this job for us to see. Just take a look at this exact job here. Oh, I clicked on it and it has gone off. All right, quickly, I'm going to bring it back right now. All right, so just take a look at this exact guy here. All right, my screen is coming up. So take a note at this exact guy, the product managers. So on the right-hand side, we notice that product managers, that the job is going to decline. Who would have thought that product managers, that their job is going to decline? I'm not the one that brought up this report, okay? It is from the World Economic Forum, right? They brought up this report from all the analyses, and they have seen the jobs that are going to be in demand and the jobs that are going to decline, all right? Jobs that are going to be in demand and jobs that are going to decline. Now, moving on, you're also going to see other career paths that, of course, is going to grow, right? You are seeing please confirm that you can still see my screen. Please confirm that you can still see my screen, right? I've moved to the second page. So you're going to be seeing things like the database and network professionals. Database and network professionals. That is the one in orange, and that's data engineers and also the cybersecurity analysts, which means their job is going to increase. It's going to be in high demand, all right? You are seeing the one in light blue, the project managers. That is where the Agile and Scrum project manager falls in. And this is the exact reason why product managers is declining. Because of the need for people that have the Agile and Scrum knowledge, the product manager's job is declining. So if you are thinking of transitioning to product management, you need to have a rethink. Right? So someone also asked, where is the financial analyst? So you're going to see the one in green, that's the financial analyst, which means financial analysis is definitely going to be in demand because someone needs to make sense of the financial data of the company, right? No matter the company you're working for, everyone wants to make profit. Even non-governmental organizations that is, not profit-oriented, they still have to, come up with their financial statements. And someone needs to be able to prepare all these things. And that is where financial analyst comes in, right? We also have the one in red, which is also the data analytics and data scientists. Now, you can clearly see that there are jobs that are going to grow that we did not select, right? As the ones we are offering. There are jobs that will grow, but we did not select it. And that is simply because they did not meet our analysis criteria, which is 1, ease of learning, 2, ease of transitioning, and 3, high rewarding salary. Okay, they did not meet our analysis criteria. Okay, which is 1, ease of learning, 2, ease of transitioning, and then 3, high rewarding salary. So all the jobs that are going to grow that met all these exact 3 criteria, we highlighted it, and that's why we only have 8 courses that we are offering. All right. So as a data analyst, does it mean that HR analyst? Yeah, I spoke about HR analysis. Okay. I don't know if I missed that, but I think I spoke about it. Okay, I think I missed circling it. Yeah, but HR analyst definitely is part of the jobs that is going to be in high demand. Okay, it's part of the jobs that is going to be in high demand. All right, so moving on, you're going to see that as a data analyst, it doesn't just confine you to being a data analyst. You can comfortably also work as a business intelligence analyst. You can also work as a marketing analyst, as a sales analyst, and different analytical roles, right? So we've had instances where someone was looking for a job and the only place she was looking for is data analysis, and she's a data analyst. But after we've walked her through, if you have passed through the data analytical track, you can comfortably work in all this area. You don't have any reason to confine yourself into only data analytical roles. For instance, if you are a data scientist, you can work in roles in data analytics, and you can also work in roles in data science. And of course, machine learning engineer can also work as a forecasting analyst, as a demand planner, as a big data analyst, etc. Okay, if you are in agile project management, you can comfortably work as a scrum master, as an agile coach, as a agile project manager, technical scrum master consultant, and lean agile coach, and so much more. So you don't have any reason to confine yourself. If you are in the financial analytics phase, you can also work in financial analysis, investment analysis, credit analysis, and so much more. I think someone, please, if you're dropping question, it might be hard for me to, take all of them right now, but stick. Once I'm done explaining all this, I'm also going to take everyone's question, okay? I'm going to take everyone's question one after the other, all right? So, but what I'm trying to explain here is that once you pass through any of these 8 career paths, you have more than 10 areas that you can comfortably apply to jobs in. And these are things that we also walk people through. Now, how can you get into any of these career paths? How can you get into any of these career paths? I'm going to start with business analysis, which is business analyst. So please, what you do for me at this point is get your pen and paper and be able to take note of these things. Who exactly is a business analyst? Who is a business analyst? So a business analyst is someone that acts as a bridge between the non-technical stakeholders and the technical team. Right? A business analyst is someone that acts as a bridge and improves the processes that exist in the company. All right. And the key learning area that you as a business analyst is going to have is, first of all, we are going to walk you through Excel, Power BI, and SQL. Now, these are not business analytical tools, but because we notice that because of the advent of the world is changing. People are now asking for business data analysts, right? They're asking for business data analysts. That's why we have Excel, Power BI, and SQL for you to also learn it here, right? So you're going to learn Excel for analytics, Power BI, and also SQL for analytics. Before you now dive right into the core business analytical learnings, we start with process mapping. So what exactly is process mapping? For instance, maybe you're a business analyst in the bank and you notice that over the last couple of months that there's always a queue in your banking hall. How are you going to make the process better? First thing you're going to do is to identify all the touch points that the customer walks through. Maybe the customer walks into the man trap door, the customer queues, get to the teller points, they give the customer a form, the customer goes back, fills the form, queues back, and then gets to the teller point and performs the transaction. You've seen this and you said, no, this process is not streamlined, it's not efficient. What do we do? After your observation and your stakeholder analysis, you now decided to put what we call the form shelf in the banking industry. Some banks put the form shelf. Some banks, they place people at the man trap door that once you're walking in, they're asking you, welcome to the bank. What do you want to do? All right. So what that means is that you've eliminated the points of queuing up, getting to the exact teller point and picking a form. And you've replaced it with having a form shelf. And once that person walks into the bank, the person is saying, okay, we'll have, if you want to perform, other bank check, you want to perform the same bank check, you want to perform transfer, deposit, these are what you need to pick, fill your form, queue up, perform. Simple. So they were able to reduce the customer journey from a 30 minutes interval to being a 5 minutes journey. And this is what you, as a business analyst, will be looking out for on day-to-day basics, right? You need to be able to, optimize all the processes that exist in your company and make it more efficient. We're also going to walk you through project initiation planning. How do you initiate projects end to end? Remember, as a business analyst, you're going to be in series of meetings. You are the bridge between the technical team and non-technical team, which means you're going to be in conversations, in meetings where decisions are made for you to now be able to interpret some of these things to the technical guys. All right? So you will be in series of meetings. We're also going to walk you through Agile and Scrum for projects, because under project management, we'll have waterfall and we'll have the Agile methodology. Waterfall is like the traditional means of project management, while Agile is the modern means of project management. So we're going to walk you through this, and also software development lifecycle, requirements fundamentals, elicitation method. How do you get information from your stakeholders? Remember, you are going to be talking to the CEOs, CFOs, CCOs, COOs, all the C's that exist in the company, and be able to interpret what they want to see to the technical team. So what this means is that if your company is trying to build a core banking system, you should be able to meet your CFO, have discussion using your elicitation method, and get out all the information you want to get from him on what he wants to see on the core banking system. And then you're now going to interpret it to the technical team, which are the developers, the analysts, and so others. So you also walk you through stakeholder analysis for engagement, and of course, ChatGPT for business analysis. The tools you're going to be learning is Excel, SQL, Power BI for analytics. You're going to be learning Lucidchart and Draw.io for your process mapping, and you're going to be learning Trello, Jira, Confluence for your project management tools, okay? And your learning timeline is for 4 months, where you learn the mastery in the classroom for 2 months, and then you intern with us where you work on other real-life case studies, basically to build and manage a web app development project that you're going to put in your portfolio. Remember, each of these key learning areas, you are working on a real-life case study. And these are things that you're going to put in your portfolio to show as evidence of your learning. And this is simply how you can be a business analyst. Now, the class holds every Saturday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time, which is very okay for people in Europe, UK, Africa. And then the evening class holds by 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. West African time, which is conducive for people in Canada and US, okay? And then on Sunday, the class holds 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. West African time, and evening class 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. West African time. Moving on, we also have the data analysts, all right? I know on the call, we have a lot of people that have said, I want to be a data analyst. Now, your first task to learn is problem solving. Most people think I'm a data analyst, which means simply let me go and build amazing dashboard, fantastic visuals. No, what your company wants you to do is to solve problem. Okay, if your dashboard is not going to solve a problem or profile solution to a problem, then your insight is not fantastic. It's meaningless. Okay, let me put it like that. So it's very important for you to understand problem solving, which is why that is the first thing you are going to be learning, problem solving. After which you learn Excel, how to use Excel, the different functions in Excel, how to use Excel to use the pivot table and pivot charts, how to use Excel to build a dashboard. After which you move on to SQL, how do you use structured query language to bring out the data that is already stored in the database. And then, of course, Power BI and Tableau, how do you use them to also analyze your data? Now, some may ask, why do I have to learn Power BI and Tableau when I've already learned Excel? Excel has limitations, all right? So Excel has 1 million it's 1,000 rows, right? 1,081,000 rows, which means if you have a data set that has 1.1 million rows, Excel may not be able to perform the analysis. But with Power BI and Tableau, you can comfortably analyze all those data. And that is why it's important for you to learn all these tools, because when you now move towards big data analysis, that's where Power BI and Tableau comes in. And you're also going to learn data storytelling and, of course, ChatGPT for analytics and Microsoft Fabric for analytics. Your learning timeline for data analysis is for 4 months, where you learn massively in the classroom for 3 months, and then have your internship experience with us for 1 month. Now, the class for data analysis holds every Saturday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time, and then in the evening, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. So rather 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. West African time. All right. And then on Sundays, you have what we call the self-paced Watch Me Do It videos. These are just short bite videos to introduce you into deeper concepts that will help you to understand and prepare for class the upper weekend. Remember, class is only on weekends. Live classes on Saturdays. Sundays, you get short 10 minutes video to watch all through the week, and then come to class on Saturday again for your other class. So the two you're going to be learning is Excel, SQL, Tableau, Power BI, Microsoft Fabric, ChatGPT, and of course, your problem-solving mindset. Now, moving on, we have the data scientists. Now, who are the data scientists? The way a data analyst is someone that tells and answers two basic questions of descriptive analytics and diagnostic analytics, which is what happened and why it happened. That's the question that a data analyst answered. For instance, we are 150 on this call. That is what happened. A data analyst will now decide to know, okay, why did we have 150 people on the call? Using Excel, SQL, Power BI, Tableau to analyze the various data set that the data analyst has, you can comfortably see, okay, from the marketing analysis that I did, I was able to notice that, okay, on the call, we have 150 people, 100 is from UK, 20 is from Africa, 20 is from maybe Canada, and the rest 10 is from US, right? And then from there, the analyst is noticing, oh, we spent more in the UK market during adverts, and we spent less in the African market and European and Canada and US markets. And like that, already seeing the link. What happened? We have so number of people from different countries. Why did this happen? The marketing team marketed more in UK and they did not market more in US or Africa and so on and so forth. So like that, the analysts have answered the question of what happened and why it happened. Now, if the company wants to break into a new market, it simply means we need to channel some funds towards this exact demography so that we can get people from that exact place. And that's simply what data analysis is doing. But a data scientist, I prefer to call them the future tellers, right? They are the people that tell the future because they do what we call predictive analytics, right? So they do predictive analytics. A data analyst have done descriptive and diagnostic. A data scientist is going to do predictive analytics. And that is where statistics comes in. That is where forecasting and predictive analysis using Excel comes in. So as a scientist, these are your key learning area. You're going to start off with statistics, learning the descriptive statistics, your mean, median, mode. Remember, you're not learning in like a classroom learning. You're going to be learning it using real life case studies. And then you now move on towards forecasting and predictive analysis, where you learn time series analysis, you learn your regression analysis. Don't be scared when I'm calling all this analysis and feel, oh, it's going to be so hard. It is not hard. You are going to be learning this using real life case studies. And then you move on to Tableau, where you also learn how you can use Tableau for your data analytics, and of course SQL for your database management as well. Then you learn Python programming. All right, you're going to learn the basic syntax, your data types, and so on and so forth. You're going to learn your functions and your modules. And after that, you now move towards your exploratory data analysis. You're going to learn your exploratory data analysis, where you also learn data cleaning fully, and also learn how you can identify patterns and outliers using your exploratory data analysis. You also learn your machine learning, your supervised learning, your unsupervised learning, okay? And of course, computer vision. Definitely computer vision. How do you build image processing, and also object detection. How do you code all these things? And of course, you learn your, or rather this computer vision, rather your image learning and your object detection. And you also learn GitHub version control, ChatGPT and GitHub Copilot for coding, and of course, Microsoft Fabrics for analytics. Your learning timeline is also for 4 months, where you learn massively in the classroom for 3 months, and you work on other real-life projects in your internship phase for the other 1 month. And the class holds every Saturday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time, and also in the evening class, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. West African time. Then on Sundays, you get your self-paced Watch Me Do It videos. You get your self-paced Watch Me Do It videos to introduce you into deeper concepts. The tools that you're going to learn is Excel, statistics, SQL, Tableau, Python, Microsoft Fabrics, ChatGPT for analytics, and of course, GitHub Copilot. I don't know if someone is still following me till this very moment. Please, if you have any question, write it down maybe on your paper, so that once we are done with all this, I'm going to ask everyone to use the raise hand icon and ask me a question, or you can type it in the chat box at the moment and I'll pick it up from there. Okay, so let me just run through all the other programs. We also have the data engineer. Now, I prefer to call data engineers the way we have plumbers in our construction companies that connect different pipelines. Is connecting the water system to the septic tank, connecting the shower, the toilets, the water, everything that has to do with piping. The plumber connects it and routes it towards the septic tank. That is who a data engineer is. So data engineer runs the different architecture that exists in the data ecosystem, connecting different pipelines and making sure that they are flowing seamlessly, which means if a data engineer wants to scrape data from Twitter to the database so that every day the data from Twitter is populating the database, it's simply for data engineer to build ETL pipeline, which is extract, transform, and load. Extraction, transformation, and loading. And I'm still going to explain this in details. But the first thing you're going to be learning as a data engineer is your introduction to data engineering. We are going to be learning what data architecture is all about, learning what data lifecycle management is also all about. Then you learn your SQL, how do you use the basic commands that exist there, how do you use the advanced queries to also function, and of course, your Python programming, where you also learn the basic syntax and your libraries, your pandas, your NumPy, how do you write all these languages. Also, you're going to be learning the Linux operating system, because for most data engineers, Linux operating system is very, very, very key. So you're going to be learning the basic Linux commands that exist and the process management in Linux operating system, of course. Then you learn ETL pipeline. How do you extract data from a web place or any place and link it to your Jupyter Notebook, and right there in Jupyter Notebook, you do your Python transformation and then load it to your Postgres database, and a data analyst or scientist can now comfortably work with the data that you've loaded. So see, you've built the pipeline, scraped the data, loaded the database. Now the data analysts and scientists are now using the data in the database to now function. That is what you as a data engineer will be learning. You'll also be learning the Apache Spark, Apache Airflow. How do you automate all those pipelines you've built? And of course, your AWS Cloud Engineering, which is Amazon Web Services, how do you leverage it? And also your version control for GitHub and ChatGPT and GitHub Copilot. And your learning timeline for data engineering is for 5 months, where you learn massively in the classroom for 3 months, and then you intern for 2 months. Okay, you learn massively in the classroom for 3 months, and then you intern for 2 months. Now your class holds every Saturday by 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. West African time, right? 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. West African time for data engineering. And then on Sundays, you also get your Watch Me Do It video, where you watch little videos to introduce you to deeper concepts. You're going to be learning Python, AWS, Apache Spark, Apache Airflow, GitHub, SQL, and of course, the Python and Linux operating system. Okay, so let's move on to these other guys, the financial analyst and the HR analyst. So quickly, I'm going to introduce two of them together, right? So the financial analyst personally is someone that makes sense of the financial data, right? While the HR analyst is someone that makes sense of the people data of the company, right? So if you look closely, you're going to see that the key learning area, which is problem solving, Excel, Power BI, and SQL, is the same for both. And that is how it is also the same for a data analyst, right? So you are going to learn all these four areas: problem solving, Excel, Power BI, and SQL, the same way a data analyst is learning it. But why a data analyst is going deeper to learn data analysis fully, a financial analyst is now streamlining himself to how do you make use of Excel or Power BI or SQL in your accounting fundamentals? How do you leverage it to do your financial analysis? How do you use Excel to be your financial model? How do you perform your valuation of a company? And how do you do sensitivity and scenario analysis? Okay, the same thing for HR person. The HR person is now going deeper into how do you leverage Excel, Power BI, and SQL to analyze your HR data, and also how do you use Excel to build your performance evaluation. Maybe you want to perform appraisal and your company does not have your HRMS platform. How do you use Excel to build appraisal sheets for every individual that you have in your company? So these are things that you're going to be taught. And also, how do you use Excel to build the HR metrics and life cycle, HR analysis and dashboarding, collaboration and report automation, of course, building your case and creating action. So the learning timeline for both is for 4 months also, and you learn massively in the classroom for 3 months, and after which you now intern with us for 1 month. The class holds every Saturday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time, and then the evening class, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. West African time. Then on Sundays, you get your self-paced Watch Me Do It video, where you introduce you into deeper concept to understand the project better. I saw someone saying I should not forget agile project management. I cannot, because this is a very, very important area of the tech ecosystem. So if you are looking to transition into tech, into the no code area, into no analysis area, this is your go-to guy. All right. So the agile project managers are people that serve as coach. Okay. They serve as a coach within any project. Okay. And how they make use of these things is by leveraging that the project is being done using agile rules, agile methodologies. How do you solve a problem iteratively, agile-wise? So when we talk about project management, we have waterfall, like I mentioned before now. Waterfall is like you using your hand to wash your clothes, while agile is like you using your washing machine to wash your clothes, okay? And one performs its function iteratively, which is about agile. So under agile, you have your lean principles, which are going to pass through. You have your Kanban boss, which are going to pass through. And of course, you also have your Scrum Master, where you're going to pass through. But first of all, we're going to walk you through introduction to project management and the skills and communication aspect of that exact area. Remember, the APM is like the leader within that exact team. So you need to be able to build your communication skills and be able to have the knowledge of the foundations of Agile and Scrum. They now move towards understanding Scrum framework. What are these different Scrum artifacts that exist? You have your product backlog. How do you build a product backlog? I'm going to make an example right now. You want to cook jollof rice, right? What are the different things you need for you to be able to cook jollof rice? Okay, you have your rice, you have your oil, you have your water, you have your, name them. I'm not really an amazing cook like that. You have your onion and so much more. So these are your product backlog. Then simply you pick your rice, put in the pots. That is you picking your user story and pushing it to sprints. Right? Next, you put your Maggi or your ingredients inside. That is you picking them and pushing to sprints. That is how Scrum also works. So under Scrum, for instance, your company wants to build a fintech app. Let me use that for an example. And the first thing that you guys need to do is you want to build the login page. So you've identified the login page. What are the things that you need? You have your username, put in the product backlog. You have your password, put in your product backlog. You have your forget password, put in your product backlog. Now you are picking each of them. You are picking each of them, which is picking maybe your username and pushing to sprint. For that exact time, maybe your company works with a 2-week sprint interval. For that exact duration, everyone is working on the username. And that place, you've already listed your acceptable criteria. You want to have your username to be case sensitive. You don't want it to be less than 5. You have your acceptable criteria listed. Remember, you are not the one writing any single code. You are not. Yours is to be able to think and manage the team using the project management tools and perform all these product backlogs, increments, and your Scrum practices. We have Scrum practices where we do what we call daily Scrum. For instance, once you guys come to work every morning, you're asking them, hi, senior developer, what did you do yesterday? And the person will come, oh, I was trying to build the mobile app, the username interface, and I noticed that there's a blocker for me. You as the leader at that point, okay, what's the blocker? Oh, I wasn't able to get so data from the data analytical team. And right there, you are solving that issue and the impediment is removed. So we're going to walk you through all these advanced Scrum and Agile practices. And then how do you leverage Jira and Confluence in end-to-end projects? Because these are the tools that you are going to be using for your project management. And of course, Kanban boards and your Agile metrics and reporting, your velocity charts, your burn-up charts and burn-down charts. How do you know if your team is underperforming or if they are overperforming? These are where the charts are very, very important. And of course, we're going to learn leadership and real-world application, and of course, Nexus Scaled Scrum. And this is definitely going to prepare you for your professional Scrum Master examination. The learning timeline for the Agile project management is also for 4 months, where you learn immersively in the classroom for 3 months, and then you intern with us for 1 month. Okay, learn for 3 months, intern for 1 month, working on real-world projects. The class holds every Saturday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time, and then Sundays, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. West African time. Now we have these guys, the cybersecurity people, okay? Cybersecurity guys. Who exactly is a cybersecurity person? Because of all this team that exists that is working with data, someone needs to be able to protect all those data, right? And that is where a cybersecurity person comes in. So cybersecurity is the person who plays the role of protecting the organization's digital assets and making sure that there is no cyber attack that hits them, okay? And your key learning area is basically your foundations of computing and networking. We've had instances where someone that studied law transitioned to cybersecurity, someone that studied, I think, management also transitioned to cybersecurity. And that is because all our courses start with real life case studies, and they are all beginner friendly. And that's where you're seeing foundations of computing, where we're going to walk you through what is computer, what is LAN, what is WAN, what is IP. You need to understand the basics first before we dive into introduction to cybersecurity. How has cybersecurity evolved over the last couple of years? And then, of course, walk you through information security principle, which is your CIA triad: confidentiality, integrity, and availability, which is on the principle that everything that you're going to be doing in cybersecurity is built on. You're also going to be learning offensive and defensive cybersecurity. How do you perform attacks and how do you block out attacks? You're also going to be learning cryptography basics, cyber threat and attack vectors, network security, endpoint security, web and application security, cloud security, and of course, incident response and forensics, and most importantly, your cybersecurity policies and compliance. Your learning timeline is also for 4 months, where you learn immersively in the classroom for 3 months, and then you intern with us for 1 month, okay? The class holds every Saturday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time, and then in the evening time, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. West African time. On Sundays, you get your Watch Me Do It videos to introduce you to deeper concepts. You're going to be learning so many tools that you are going to be using for this analysis, for blocking out attacks. Your Wireshark, your VMware, your Nessus, your Metasploit, your Linux, and of course, your Bob suits. And these are things that you are going to leverage for you to be able to perform your offensive and defensive aspects of cyber security. I hope I've been able to touch everyone's area. So I hope you perfectly understand your exact domain right now. Now, the winning formula that always helps people to land a job is the T+E, which equals your job offer. Now, we've talked about the technical skills that we are going to give you. The technical skill alone is not sufficient for you to land a role. And that's one issue that some of us in the technical field face. I know I've been in a company before now where someone was overlooked for a CTO role and another person got that exact CTO. And that's because the individual has the technical skill already and also presented to have the employability skill, which landed him that exact job offer. So you need the technical skill and you need the employability skill, which is what I'm going to explain to you right now in 3 different stages, right? I'm going to explain to you the technical skill in 3 different levels, which is your employability services. So after you've learned all these tools, how do you present them in your CV? This is where most technical guys now lack, because sometimes they feel, oh, I already have the skills, just flip my finger and I have the job, but that's not really it. You need to be able to do the work of CV optimization. So we are going to teach you how to optimize your CV, because you cannot apply to one job we cannot apply to several jobs with one CV. Now, it's always important for you to tailor your CV to the job that you are applying to, right? And that is why we have CV review sessions. We are going to give you a template that you work with, but for any job that you're applying to, you have to tailor your CV to meet that job, because you may have knowledge of, for instance, you may have knowledge of Power BI, and the job is asking you to use Tableau. So you need to modify your CV to show that you have that Tableau, right? Because if you are able to use one of these tools, you can comfortably use the other. There is no difference. It's just like you making use of either Zoom for meetings or Google Meet or Microsoft Meet. Once you understand one, you can comfortably use the other. And then we'll also walk you through LinkedIn optimization. How do you position yourself for recruiters to reach out to you, right? I know I get offers from LinkedIn even without applying to it. And you also can partake from these things, but you need to be able to build your LinkedIn to show all these things. And that's where we talk about our 90 days learning frame, where for anything you're learning in the classroom, you are building it on your LinkedIn, you are modifying, you're updating, you are posting. People are going to see, oh, Chukwemeka is posting about this thing, that means Chukwemeka is learning about it. And recruiters are seeing you. After a while, make a video talking about things you've learned, and people are seeing you. Once you've completed your job, someone is definitely going to see you, all right? And we also have the Upwork optimization, where if you want to be in UK and working for a company in US, we also walk you through all these things. And how do you navigate the job market? Because there are so many hidden job markets, we'll make sure we talk people through how they can be able to navigate these things by bringing in expert recruiters into the classroom. We also have the job and interview preparations, which means when you land an interview, you can book an interview prep with us, and we're going to prepare you for it. Last week, we had a general one where we posted a job advert for people in our classrooms to apply. And right there on the call, we had a simulation of how their interviews are going to look like. And it was really, really an amazing session. We'll teach you how you can use the SEED framework, the STAR approach to answer questions. And when you land a job and they request for recommendation and reference letter, we are also available to present all those things for you. And that's because, remember, you are working as a consultant with us. So you can comfortably say why you are consulting with analytics. And because of that, some recruiters will ask, oh, I need a recommendation letter or reference letter from your last employer. So we are also available to make all those things happen. And you have your weekly mentorship sessions where we equally bring in students that have passed through the program to come back and speak to you on how they were able to manage their own time, manage their projects, manage their school, manage the work class, and achieve everything that they did. And we also provide on-the-job support that when you land a role, 1 month into that exact job, we are available to make sure we help you on that exact job. And that brings us to the level 3, which is our promise to you. You've heard people like Ikmat speak, you've heard Toyin speak, that they got their jobs 1 month into the program. But we are giving you a guarantee that 1 month after completing your training with us, you must land a job interview. You must land a job interview. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? You also need to put in the work. And that is why we have things like this tailored approach for top applicants that exist, all right? What this means is that we have our job trackers where our students, once you apply to job, update it on that place. Once you apply to job, update it on that place. What we now do is that once we go through it and we've noticed that, oh, Chukwemeka applied to 20 jobs last week and he didn't get called back in 2 weeks and nothing has happened, he didn't book any interview prep with us, it means that something is specifically wrong with what Chukwuemeka is doing. At that point, someone is now going to reach out to you to have a personalized discussion with you. But this will not happen if you are not applying to job and uploading. Okay, it's not maybe you got one job that you applied to and they're rushing, oh, Chukwuemeka, please help us and do my CV and so on and so forth. No, it doesn't work that way. Okay, so you have to be in CV review sessions, see how it's done, and then we've seen you apply to jobs so many times that we're not seeing results. That's the point where now see, oh, Chukwuemeka has put in the effort personally from himself, and you are going to have a personalized, interaction with our recruiting experts to put you through everywhere that you are missing it out. And this is our learning management system. So this is how you are definitely going to be onboarded. So quickly, let me quickly bring it up. You are going to be learning using this learning management system. Right? And the way it works is that simply once you join our program, you are going to be onboarded on the platform, and right there you have access to the pages. So let me quickly log in Tenalytics.io. So once you are enrolled, you are fully going to have access to all these places and be able to utilize it for your own learning. Okay, it's coming up. I think my network is very, 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 very bad, but it is coming up, right? But while I'm waiting for it, I'm still going to go on board. Right there on the learning management system, we also have your AI assistant that even if you get a job or you want to apply to a job or you're preparing for an interview, you can also ask the AI questions, and the AI is going to direct you on everything that you need to do pertaining to that job that you're trying to apply to. Okay, so the learning management system is for you to use it. It's where your classes is going to be uploaded, recorded version. Once you are enrolled, you're going to see I'm enrolled for this course. And you're also going to be tracked that if you do not watch me do it video, someone is going to reach out to you. Hi, Chukwuemeka, we noticed that you've not been watching your videos. What's going on? All right. And these are things that we do to make sure that you land your own job. Okay, I hope we are still following me to this very moment. Okay, please, I hope we are still following me. And if you've not filled the attendance form, please, I know the information might be a lot. Please try to fill the attendance form. The reason is because you will need to get this slide. You need to get the recorded version so they can comfortably go through it and understand all those key learning areas that we've mentioned. It's very, very important that you go through it. So please make sure that you fill the attendance form, because that is what qualifies you to get the slide and the recorded version. Now, so someone might also ask, okay, Chukwuemeka, is it only the 5 people you showed earlier that have gotten jobs after training with analytics? You guys can see the way the meme is looking at all of you. You guys should know why me are beg. Or are they even real life people? Of course, these guys are real life. And you can comfortably also go to our YouTube page and see over 100 testimonials of people on what they've said relating to this. Can comfortably see this one on the right-hand side. It should be on Wednesday. That I said, good morning, afternoon, sir. Because of the time zone difference, we always speak in so languages. My name is this, a past student of analytics. I have an urgent situation, sir. I got 2 job offers, and it's hard for me to make a decision on which one to take. I need your advice, and I'll be glad if you can spare me a few minutes to share it with you, sir. Thank you, sir. So this is just how we now ask you when will be available, and then we book the session. And this is people comfortably getting jobs. On the right-hand side, you can also see that Buki also got a job as a data scientist with one of the largest retail firms in the world. And that's how also Shehu also got 2 offers. Please, the beauty is that when you get this slide, you can see sessions that we've had in the past where we brought in our alumni, people that have passed through our program and have secured job to come and speak. So they'll be the ones speaking and not me now speaking to people, right? They are the one giving that testimony because of the amazing things that we give to them. So please ensure you fill the attendance form so that you can get access to the slide and you can watch the videos. Once you get it and you click to watch, to instantly direct you to the recorded version of those sessions, you can comfortably watch what all those people had to say pertaining to this. We've heard what Ikmat had to say. These are also other people. This is Biola. Biola was able to transition from being an accountant to becoming a data analyst. Olubemi was also able to move from being a banker to a data analyst in Canada. Michael was able to move from his own role to become a sales engineer in UK. Same thing with Meridian after he transitioned with BBX in UK just after 2 months of training with us. We've seen Abigail, we've seen Toyin, we've seen what Anointing Stephen said, Nathaniel, and of course Abdrashid, that is presently based in Nigeria, but working for a company in US. All these things are possible. And that is why we'll have all these success stories here for you to learn. Now, the beauty now is that our next class is starting September 7th, all right? Our next class is starting September 7th, and that is where you come in. Remember, the 6 steps of learning is choose the exact niche that you want to learn, and then register and move into the class and start learning using case study based. Next class is starting September 7th, and I have an amazing discount for you by virtue of being on Discord in this very moment. Remember, this discount is not for everyone. It's not for everyone. The discount is only for the first 20 people. The course, all the courses that we offer goes for $750, £625, 730 euros, and 1,125 Canadian dollars, right? But because you've been here to this very moment, you put in your 2 hours, we've seen that you are serious, we have a 20% discount for you. And this is just for the first 20 people to join any of these sessions, right? And that means instead of you to pay $750, you get to pay $600. Instead of you to pay £625, you are paying £500. Instead of you to pay 730 euros, you're paying 580 euros. Instead of you to pay 1,105 Canadian dollars, you're paying 900 Canadian dollars for the first 20 people. And you can also secure your spot using your first payment option. You can pay $400 to secure that spot. Then 1 month into the program, you can now complete the other payment. You can pay 350 pounds into the program, and then 1 month into the program, you're paying your 150 pounds. You can pay 400 euros, then 1 month into the program, you're paying the other 180 euros. Same thing with the Canadian dollars. You can pay 600 CAD, and then 1 month you can pay your 300 CAD. Remember, this is not for everyone. Once the initial 20 people for that program is filled, the slot is fully taken off. And that's why I always advise people, once sessions like this happen where you have people up to 150 on the call, after the call, the slots are being taken. All right, the slots are being taken. So you can leverage the instrumental first payment, score payment option to lock down your discounts and then now make the payments as time goes on. How do you register? So simply click on the link that my colleague is dropping. Once you click on the link, it's going to take you to our main stack page. I'm quickly going to bring up the link. Why it's not coming up for me? Right, I've clicked on the page. So it's going to bring you to our enrollment page, all right? And what do you do at this point? Any of those programs that you've selected that you want to join, you can see all the products here. And if you've decided that you want to be HR analyst, if you decided that you want to be full stack data scientist, if it's a business analyst, any of them that you've decided, simply click on it. Cybersecurity, let me go for it, click on it. Now, it picks your location. If you are in UK, it's going to pick your location and give you the pricing in Naira, in pounds rather. If you're in US, it's going to pick your location and give you pricing in US dollars. If you're in Canada, it's going to give you the pricing in CAD. Any location that you are in is going to give you the pricing of that exact location. And because I'm presently in Nigeria, it's giving me the pricing at 1 million Naira. Now, you agree with me that if you convert $600 right now to Naira, I'm sure it's more than 1 million Naira. But because we don't want to play the whole exchange rate fluctuations, we decided to make it, just 1 million Naira for anyone. But if you're in US, you're just going to see your $600 here. If you're in UK, you're going to see your 525 pounds here also. And then what you simply have to do is to click on reserve a seat, right? Click on reserve a seat. And after you click on reserve a seat, what you have to do at this point is simply put in your name. So my name is Chukwemeka Ipa. My email address is this. Let me change this to Nigerian flag, and then let me put a random number. And once you've done this, what you simply have to do is to click on proceed, right? Click on proceed. After you've clicked on proceed, you have the option to use your card to make payments or choose the transfer option, go to your bank, make the payments, and that is simply it. And click you send the money. Once you've done this, you're going to receive an email saying welcome to Analytics, and everything will now be handled from there. Remember, this discount is not for everyone. You can use the instrumental option to secure your spot, and then 1 month into the program, you can complete that exact payment. And there's even more. Like I mentioned, we've partnered with a company called Amdari, which means your learning now has different companies that you can have in your own CV, that you've worked with Analytics on so and so, and you're also working with Amdari on so and so. So the way you saw the portfolio of Glory having 5 different sectors of the economy, she can comfortably move all those 5 different sectors into different companies that she worked with. She worked with Analytics on this, and she consulted with Amdari on this. So we have partnered with Amdari to make it possible for you to also work on other case studies. Remember, you only have 1 month access to Amdari's platform, and it is not also for everyone. It is for the first 20 people to register. So please, the best time to do this is right now. And there's so much more. There's still other success stories, like I mentioned. This is someone asking for their recommendation letter and reference letter. The reference request came in French. We're able to transcribe it and then send the reference to the company that was asking for it. So we're always available to make sure that you get everything that you are looking for. So at this point, I'm just going to take questions from anyone that has a question. Please use the raise hand icon and I will call you to speak. If you can't use the raise hand icon, you are at liberty to drop it in the chat box right now, and I'll pick it up from there and also answer the question. So please, guys, you have the floor right now. Please, the question, how about fraud analyst? Fantastic. How about fraud analyst? Now, I think that's from Paul Oko. How about fraud analyst? Now, fraud analyst can be in any of those fields, right? So if you look at different programs, different areas that you can decide to fully move into, can you see these different areas that exist here? You have the aspect of data analyst, but the person can work as a sales analyst, logistic analyst, supply chain analyst, procurement analyst, and so much more. That is the same way fraud analyst can fit into any of these roles, right? That is the same way fraud analyst can fit into any of these roles. We are seeing the financial analyst. This person can comfortably also work in the fraud analyst segment, depending on what the makeup of the fraud analyst is. That is what's going to determine whether you can also play in that exact frame. But if you go through financial analytics or data analytics, you can comfortably also work as a fraud analyst anyway, because there is definitely nothing different that you are going to be seeing. Okay, I hope I answered that question, Paul. I think Victoria is asking, please confirm that you also provide references for the job offers after the program with you. Victoria, are you sure you're following me? Are you sure you're following me? Of course, we provide reference letters to all our students, even if you've been 3 years away, maybe 3 years you've passed out and you come for your reference letter, we have a database to check. Once we clarify that, oh, Victoria passed through our classes, we are definitely going to provide reference letter for you. Like I mentioned, we did one recently for a student, which I'm going to show right now. So if you can see my screen, you can see new employer. There Adeza. Adeza is our founder. My name is Deez. I'm about to get this job. I am done with the interviews and now they requested for reference. And I want to notify you that I'm giving out your email and name to the company. The company is in Canada where I reside, blah, blah, blah group. Desjardins Group is the name. And the role is performance analyst. Please kindly look out for communications from them. Thank you. And then Desjardins sent this and it came in French. We're able to transcribe it and send the reference letter to them. And this is Busola reaching out again. Good morning, Adesa. I wanted to update
Hello, everyone. We are really sorry. I think he's having a network issue, and that is why he went off. He'll be coming back very soon. We're really sorry about this.
Hi guys, my name is Abigail Garga and I want to talk about my journey with Tenalytics and how it has helped me to ace my interview and eventually land that dream job that we always wanted. So my training with Tenalytics has transformed my career as a business analyst. They have coached me really well, thoroughly, with hands-on projects, and the instructors are usually super awesome. Topics that are covered are usually real-life experience with hands-on projects where you do as a team, where you do as individual. There's always a one-on-one.
Hi, Elijah, I'm here.
Interview preparation.
Hi, Lydia, I'm here.
They coach you on interview and
okay. Sorry about that, everyone. Sorry about that. So I'm here. I can't remember the last question, but please the person, you are at liberty to, use your raise hand icon and I'll pick it up from there. So I'm going to go to the people that their hands are raised. Hi, Joy Onyekachi. Joy, you have the floor. Please go ahead. Hi, Joy. I've asked you to unmute. Please go ahead.
Hello. Hi.
Hi. How are you doing today, Joy?
Okay. I'm very well, thank you. And you?
I'm very well as well.
Thank you so much, Chukwemeka. I must say, it's a lot of information and I'm already overwhelmed. Based on the fact that I'm not tech savvy and getting to hear all of that, it was quite overwhelming. So, but then I wanted to ask a question, why is data analytics not under, why is HR analytics not under data analytics? What's the difference?
All right, good question, Joy. So the difference is really this, right? So for a data analyst is more of diverse, okay? So this is someone that is going to be very, very keen on using so many data to so many different sectors of the economy to analyze data. They're going to see the data analyst worked on something maybe in the FMCG industry, worked on something in the tech ecosystem, in the hospital sector, but there are different data that sort of is unique, sort of things like financial data and people data, right? So financial data and people data are sort of unique, and that's not because of the confidentiality that comes with it. A data analyst may not be privy to such. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say, because there are some data that is just privy to only HR professionals. There are some that is only privy to just the accountants. And that's why those areas sort of streamlined for people that play in that exact ecosystem. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say now.
Yeah, I get what you mean, but what you're actually saying is that I can't, as a data analyst, I can't work as a HR analyst, analyst. And then, but then the confusion here is that I have just completed my master's in HR, international HR, and I think the reason why I would like to, no, I wouldn't say that's the major reason why I want to transition into tech, but I was thinking I could, kill two birds with a stone, if you get what I mean, like do the data analytics and be able to transfer that knowledge or incorporate it into HR.
Yes, so it is possible, right? Why it's sort of unique is that for a data analyst to perform some functions in data and in HR or financial side, he needs to be able to understand some of those fundamentals that they already have in that exact niche. All right, so if you have knowledge of HR and your intention is to move towards data analytics, with your knowledge as a HR person, you can still comfortably merge it with what you're learning from data analytics to perform as a HR analyst. I don't know if that makes sense to you right now, but if it's someone that has zero knowledge of what HR space is all about, there are some technical terms there that requires the person to understand. The same way it is with the financial guys, that if it's someone that doesn't have any financial background, there are some technical terms that might, fly over their head. So they will sort of not find it easy. I don't know if that makes sense to you now, but if you are already in that exact space and you learn data analytics, you can now use the knowledge of what you've learned theoretically and the data analytics that you've learned practically to perform as a HR person, as a HR analyst fully. I don't know if that makes sense to you now.
Yeah, it does. That means I'm good, yeah?
Yes, you are good 100%.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so I can see another hand up. We may not be able to take all this because we just have till 10. But what I'm going to do, please ensure you fill the attendance form, and please, you can use, we have so many during the week that we take calls. We have clarity calls where we answer people's question peculiarly, all right? So we're going to take your question fully. It's a one-on-one session where we address people that have challenges, okay? So I can see a lot of hands, and we may not be able to take everyone's question right now. Okay, so I'm just going to take the next person, which is Eli Bokun, right? Eli Bokun. Then after Eli Bokun, please, everyone, make sure you fill that attendance form. and then we are going to take it fully as a personalized session for you in our clarity course on Tuesday. All right, so Elibokun, I've asked you to unmute. You have the floor. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
If you are speaking, your voice is so low.
Okay, nice to be here.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm struggling to hear. I don't know if can anyone hear Elibokun, please?
Okay, can you hear me now?
No, it's still faint. If you're using a earpiece, you may want to disconnect it and speak directly from the mouthpiece.
Okay.
Yes, it's better now. I can hear you now.
Okay, I wanted to thanks for this opportunity. I'm presently in Canada doing a postgraduate degree in food safety and quality assurance. I have a background in food industry, was running my bakery back home and all of that. So now trying to pivot into tech. How do you think I should start? Because I've heard about GRC, heard of cybersecurity. I have siblings in it and I see how well they're doing. So I'm like, okay, what is the first step? Do I go into data analytics first, then from there pivot?
Fantastic.
Or so, what? How do I go about it?
Yeah, why I'm already pitching in is because it's your question is going to take us like 30 to 45 minutes to clarify you on this, right? So I'll advise that you specifically join the clarity call. That's where we look at people's background and be able to help them select the exact place they can transition into. I don't know if that makes sense to you, Elibokun, because it's going to take a lot of time. So that one-on-one is a one-on-one conversation where you have the entire time to ask all those questions. Okay, but what I'll advise everyone. Yeah, what I advise everyone to do now is because people want to ask questions for them to be able to register. So after registering, there's an option for you to still change the course that you've registered for. Okay, you can still tell us, okay, I don't want to be a data analyst anymore. I want to be a data scientist, and we are going to change it for you. So if that's what you want to clarify before you can, secure your spots, you can go ahead, secure your spots. Then after all those clarity, we can still move you from one of the classes to the other. Class is starting 7th September, so there's still enough time for us to, help everyone understand each of those areas. I don't know if that makes sense to you, Elibokun. Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, I can see a lot of other hands. So everyone, please fill the attendance form, try and secure your spot, and I'm sure we are going to send you a message asking you to book a one-on-one session with us for us to clarify all those personal area for you. Okay, we may not be able to take everyone's question tonight because I think the question is tilting towards, okay, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I want to transition. We will take it fully on Tuesdays, an assurance where myself and all my colleagues, my founders and my co-founders, we are all going to be on the call. And we're going to take it one after the other for the different people, divided into several groups, and we're going to speak to you on all those questions that you have. I hope that makes sense to you guys now. Okay, but if that's what you need to clarify before you can secure your spot, please ensure that you secure your spot. And then after the clarity call, if you make a different decision that you want to change a class, even up to the moment of 2 weeks into your program, you still have the liberty to change your class. So we are available for you to be able to do all those things. All right. So quickly, we are coming to the end because I can see a lot of people have dropped off and I don't want to bulge us with a lot of questions. Please ensure you secure your spot. Right now on the call like this is 20 people that the discount is meant of, and I can assure you that 2 of those spots is already taken right now. And this is what happens most time after sessions like this, that these spots are easily filled. So please ensure you secure your spots, ensure you fill the attendance form so they can have access to the slide, can go through it and see a series of success stories that we have that people have been able to see. So all these are success stories of the past students that we've had. So please ensure you fill the attendance form so they can be able to have this exact thing. And you can also see that we've been very, very instrumental. We've been operating for the last more than 4 years, and we've helped more than 2,000 people to transition into the Deco system. Our students work in all these amazing places, and we've also played a couple of impacts in the year 2022, 23, and of course 2024. And of course, we've had hackathons where we help people to do challenges and also win money. So on behalf of my founder, Adeza Suleiman, and my co-founder, Efemena Ibro, this is where we draw the curtain for tonight. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And I can't wait to see you in class come 7th September, and ensure you fill the attendance form so that we can bring you into Clarity session and have a one-on-one conversation with you. Thank you, everyone, once more, and good night from here. See you guys soon. Bye for now.